Hello.
Hello, welcome to the All-Star Discs Hall of Fame. Here we are.
Here we are.
Surrounded by legends.
Yes, unfortunately, you know, we're not legends ourselves.
No.
But one day.
One day.
You never know.
We're just missing the voice.
Yeah.
And the sales. Not like this lot, because we have got every musical legend you could possibly wish for in either gold disc form, which just look brilliant.
Yeah.
I want one straight away. Or we've got the CD and photo frames as well, which are absolutely brilliant. All exclusive to this show right now and all very limited edition.
Yes, they sure are. You can have a snippet of this legend memorabilia when it comes to music. We have got so many to choose from as well, especially on the website. You've got Adele on there, Beyonce, we've got Cher on there, Cliff Richard, Ed Sheeran, Elton John,
all in alphabetical order for you as well.
Michael Bublé, Oasis. There are so many to choose from, and you do have the options like Derek said. Are you more about the pictures, or do you want the pow of the gold disc?
You got a massive choice, and remember the one that you get is one of a very limited edition as well, so it's unique to you in the world. Coming up later in this show, we've got a bit of MJ. We've got a bit of moonwalking to do. We've got a Would You Believe That Cher's on the show?
No way.
Yeah,
Would
a
you
little
believe?
bit later. Not in reality, by the way. We're not going live to Vegas later. And we've got the Beatles featuring in this show as well. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Please do stick around. Keep that website address handy because you are going to need it in the next half an hour if you want some special prices. And indeed, remember, we have got something that will appeal to everyone because music is so much part of our life, our heart and our soul as well.
Yeah, it sure is. And it kind of really evokes great memories as well, doesn't it, I think, music? Yeah. Right, let's have a look at the first one that we've got for you, and an absolute icon.
Purple
Definitely
Rain.
Stood out for so many reasons. Purple Rain by Prince. I didn't actually realise, but there was a film with the same name brought out in 1984.
Yes. There
Purple
was.
Rain.
I don't think I saw it. I was only just a wee nipper at the time. But yeah, I remember Prince being, as someone growing up with Prince in, you know, musically there, I always used to think, oh, Prince, oh, colourful, oh.
Yes.
You know, when you look at someone and you
Different.
think, I've never seen anyone like that before.
Yeah.
You know when you first saw Boy George in the whole Karma Chameleon era, and you thought, "Ooh, man with makeup and a lovely funky hat on and dreadlocks and things like that." Prince was always like, "Ooh, I want to know more." You know, one of those people that fascinated you.
I think it was very intriguing. This album was brilliant. There's some good songs on there that I liked. When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, of course, Take Me With You. And it was actually inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, which is just amazing. And again, you know, what a testament to his music when it's in the Grammy Hall of Fame. So I'm sure there'll be so many songs on this album that you like to listen to time and time again. And I have to say, with doing these shows, it really gives me some ideas of what I want to listen to when I go home in the evenings and have my tea or whatever, or when I'm getting ready in the morning. It kind of really brought some great ones to me. So When Doves Cry, I actually want to watch Romeo and Juliet now with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes in it.
Do you know this album might have been as well? Because I'm trying to think when CDs first kind of came out, because I wonder whether you might have this as one of the very first albums that you actually had on CD, or maybe, you know, maybe it was still vinyl for you. I think it's lovely. Actually, Mr. Producer has just told us that CDs first started coming out in 1982, so Purple Rain would have been
1984.
So I wonder if you have a little rummage through your collection.
You might be able to find it.
Whether you've got it, and it's going to take you back to, I don't know, going to take you back to your teens or your 20s or your 30s or whatever it might have been back then. I mean, 1984 this was released. I wasn't even a teenager then. I'm very pleased to say. That makes me feel young for a second there. Isn't it funny how music evokes so many memories? And I know lots of people, actually Prince was a bit of a poster boy, wasn't he? Lots of people had him up on their wall, the inside of the cupboard or whatever it might be. Might take you back to your school days and the school disco, whatever it might be. What a lovely way of capturing that moment and capturing that memory and having something that looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can see these gold discs, they're really, really smart looking. They're pride of place, whether that goes in your lounge, whether it goes up the stairways as you're it makes you feel like a record producer, doesn't it, having a gold disc in your home? And then as people come along and see that, it's going to spark even more conversations as well. Now, the item number for Prince and Purple Rain is there, 2431. Just go to our website, allstardiscs.tv, and you'll find all of the details there. As you can see, you've got a TV special price as well. So as opposed to the all-star price there, you've got $199.99, which you can break down into interest-free payments as well. There is no postage and packing to pay whatsoever here in the UK, and I'm really, really pleased to say that as well, because this feels like something it's really, really meaningful. And I have to tell you that when it comes to your delivery, it is beautifully packaged as well, because obviously we've had some sent to us here in the studio, and it's taken us a wee while to get them out of all the packaging as well. And that means they're nice and safe and secure when they do arrive for you.
Yeah, it's good to know, especially if it's going to be a gift as well, which is great. So we're going to go on to I'd stand up and do the movement, but I'd probably embarrass everybody.
Yay.
We are going, of course, on to Elvis. Now, this is brilliant. 2431 is the item number. GI Blues, released in October 1960 by RCA Victor. GI Blues is on there, of course. Wooden Heart, Pocket Full of Rainbows.
Wooden Heart. I love Wooden Heart.
I must admit, it's Elvis I've never really properly listened to.
If I just sang you one line, treat me nice, treat me good. Yeah, because I don't have a wooden heart. I can only do a few seconds at a time because of licensing. It's an iconic song. It's like listening to a cuckoo clock. You've got to listen to it.
I mean, brilliant album cover, nice and bright, and having a look at the gold disc now, great display. It's framed and it's mounted. It is limited edition. It is a good size as well, very substantial, 16 by 20 inches. So again, it is really going to stand out. And you've got the hook on the back straight away, so it's literally banging a nail, and then you can pop Elvis up somewhere in your home. And what I love about it is the way that the gold disc kind of like reflects in different lights as well, sort of depending on where you're going to put it in the home. But this is just great. If you're an Elvis fan, you might, you know, remember kind of growing up and your parents or your grandparents playing Elvis Presley, and that's why you love Elvis so much. Or what a great gift for somebody who is a massive Elvis fan and even maybe went to one of his concerts. You might have a business. Do you own a cafe? Do you own a little studio somewhere? You know, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's anything in hospitality. It is just great to kind of start collecting these, I think, and just have them in a really, really kind of prominent place. And they're a talking point as well. I think they kind of really attract people to walk up to them, have a little read, then you start thinking about it, then you start talking about it. Next minute, you're sticking on a song.
This is brilliant. Look, I've got one here because this is a really, really special one, let me tell you. Anything Elvis, I think, is... I don't know, it has that real kind of, feels like it has that real value to it. Do you know what I mean? It's the value of the nostalgia. It's the value of the memories. But, you know, you could be the owner of, well, this very one. And remember, they're all limited edition as well. So the number that you get, completely unique to you. There won't be another one like it in the world. And they come with their certificates of authenticity as well. So... is it time for you to get your order in?
Log on now to allstardiscs.tv to grab yourself a piece of authentic music memorabilia. For that special on-screen price, you'll receive an exclusive framed and mounted presentation display that will look fabulous in any home, office or business. Order today and you'll enjoy free UK P&P, saving $9.99. Plus, you can choose to spread the cost of your purchase over 6 interest-free payments. So, don't miss out. Each release is limited to only 150 pieces worldwide. And when they've gone, they've gone. Order yours now at allstardiscs.tv.
Yeah, it's great to have a look on the website. It'll take you back as well, I think, when you look at a few of the gold discs and the CD and photo displays that we've got for you, framed and mounted, of course. Here's a few of what you can see on there. Now, having a look at the first one that we've got for you, this is a CD and photo display, and we've got David Bowie with Hunky Dory. I love that phrase, Hunky Dory. 17th of December 1971. This was released by RCA Records. Changes, Andy Warhol and Life on Mars. So you might even have that at home, but this is a great one.
It's lovely. And on these, you get the iconic album cover, you get the commemorative CD, plus you get the photo. Again, all mounted up beautifully, all with their certificate of authenticity as well. And you can still break the payments down on all of these down into interest-free payments as well. So you might want this one, Queen's Greatest Hits.
Oh, you know what? When they do like a greatest hits like compilation, it is just brilliant.
Yeah.
You want Bohemian Rhapsody, and of course, in 2018, when it actually was released, the biopic, it re-entered the charts in so many different countries around the world. It has just gone platinum so many times, so many different copies. And just, you know what? I think Queen are just iconic, they really are. And Elvis as well is on there. Derek, do your... 2279 is the item number. And again, these are brilliant if you're... You know, you might already have kind of a gold disc, you might not want a gold disc, but these are a great way if you do like the album covers, if you like pictures, if you like the portraits of your favourite artists, then these are a great thing to buy, £129.99, and of course you can break it down into those multiple payments.
They are fabulous, aren't they? And I would urge you, seriously, get onto the website, allstardiscs.tv, and then you, at your leisure, can read all the facts and figures about that particular artist, that particular album as well. All the details and all the information is on the website. And I think you'll be making more than one choice, actually, to be honest with you. Now, we're going back to our gold disc collection right now. And again, more and more legends. Oh, my word. Well, these four, they won't take a lot of recognising, will they, at all?
That is an iconic cover, isn't it? I think everybody recognises that. It is, of course, the Beatles and Abbey Road, 1969. This album was released. I think with the Beatles, they seem like you could kind of pop out to the pub with them and have a pint.
Yeah.
Do you think or not?
Yeah. Well, when you
maybe not John.
Well, when you hear other people talking about them, you know, back in the days of the Cavern Club and everything else, because Cilla Black used to, obviously, she used to work at the Cloakroom, didn't she?
Did she at the Cavern Club?
In the Cavern Club.
Is it Matthew Street?
And then she was recognised by the Beatles and eventually kind of snuck away on stage one day. And the Beatles were such a big support to her. So when you hear people like her talking about the Beatles, they were very accessible. Whereas I guess these days, or maybe not right now, but back in the 80s and 90s, you became this sort of untouchable, didn't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whereas the Beatles always felt very, very accessible. It must have been terrifying for them, you know, when they appeared somewhere or where they landed somewhere and they came in, whether it was here, you know, Germany, around the world, whatever, and just to have all you can see is this just mass of screaming people.
I'm going to say chasing them.
It must be terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but in the right way,
yes,
it's
in
popular.
A lovely
and
way,
a lot
I'm
of
sure.
these artists and a lot of these legends wouldn't be legends if it weren't for the fans.
Well, listen, any of us would swap places, wouldn't we, with, you know, any of the Beatles, just to have lived in their life for just a little snapshot.
A
Must have been
of it.
amazing.
Yeah, I think it was. 2464 is the item number, and this was a great album, of course, named after the location of the studios in London, the EMI Studios, and it is such a famous album cover. It really, really is. Here Comes the Sun was on there, Come Together, Something was on there as well. I mean, some of the best songs as well, it was said that George Harrison wrote for the group. And of course, imagine, well, with any of these artists and bands, the royalties that must just flood in for kind of years and years afterwards.
Yeah. Well, they must still be coming in now as well, mustn't they? They absolutely must. It's incredible. Mind you, when you think about now, when you think about how far away it was, I mean, this album was from 1969, so if you do the maths on that, gosh, blimey, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? Well, listen, if you want a little slice of the Abbey Road action, you can. The item number for this one is 2464, which you can see up there on the screen. And all you need to do is go straight to the website right now. It's £199.99, which is a brilliant, brilliant price tag, which is for TV. We've made a special reduction from the all-star price there for you. No postage and packing. The postage and packing would normally be £9.99 here in the UK. but we've made it free postage and packing, which is really, really good news. And all you need to do is go onto the website right now, allstardisc.tv, and you can break the cost down, of course, into interest-free payments, which is always handy.
It sure is. Right. Ow! Is a bit of a clue.
Oh, I thought you'd sat on something.
To the next one that we've got for you. And I have to say, Michael Jackson, without doubt, iconic, legend, any other word that's like that describes someone,
well,
Michael Jackson is right at the top, surely.
I think the word unique, I think it's fair to say, could easily have been made for Michael Jackson. I mean, an extraordinary story, whichever chapter of the Michael Jackson story you take, it's extraordinary.
There were seem to have like different elements of his life,
yes,
wasn't there? And kind of as he got older.
Yeah.
But back in the day, Thriller, I remember seeing Thriller, the music video, when I was a bit younger and being a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Because didn't his eyes go a bit of a funny colour?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a love interest in the music video as well.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant. And Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. I mean, how amazing is that?
That's incredible,
Of all
isn't it?
time. 66 million copies worldwide. A record-breaking 8 Grammy wins in the 1984 Grammy Awards, Album of the Year. And on there, of course, Girl Is Mine, Billie Jean, Beat It, Wanna Be Starting Something. I just remember kind of like putting my arms up in the air like a wolf, like with the whole Thriller thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a mover he was as well, by the way.
Yeah, completely. And I think as well, it's almost like he has so many episodes, as I say, you know, through his life and through his story. But, you know, the Thriller era was where it was almost like Michael Jackson was a character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything he did literally turned to gold. Pardon the pun, because we're talking about a gold disc presentation here. But you know what I mean? It was that era where, you know, he'd come from a very, very troubled kind of childhood and thrust straight into the business at a very, very early age, you know, almost, you know, thrown onto a stage and sing, you know, with the Jackson 5 as well, I suppose, you know, he had the support around him, and then went on to make his own mark, which must have been, in some ways, a terribly lonely journey. But you think about, actually, you think about your own life and, you know, the stories and the chapters of your life as well, and I'm sure it's changed in, you know, in ways that carry parallels to the life of Michael Jackson. Okay, you know, very far removed from that fame and fortune and, you know, bizarrity, if that's a word, you know what I mean, of that kind of life. And you kind of think, oh, well, actually, I'm glad I'm still me. But it's about his music, and it's about his music and the impression that it makes on you. And it's about the memories it evokes as well, because the 80s were a very, very powerful time for music, probably one of the most powerful times for music for a lot of the current generation. And again, it's not about just him, the icon. This is about the music, and this is about the memories that evokes as well. So again, if you want this little bit of slice of pop history that is unique to you and very, very collectible as well, the item number is here. It's 2995, and here's how you get hold of it.
Log on now to allstardiscs.tv to grab yourself a piece of authentic music memorabilia. For that special on-screen price, you'll receive an exclusive framed and mounted presentation display that will look fabulous in any home, office or business. Order today and you'll enjoy free UK P&P, saving $9.99. Plus, you can choose to spread the cost of your purchase over 6 interest-free payments. So, don't miss out. Each release is limited to only 150 pieces worldwide. And when they've gone, they've gone. Order yours now at allstardiscs.tv.
Do you know, we keep chatting away while you're watching bits and pieces like that, and recalling our own memories as well. And I think that's what this is really, really good for, because if you get it into your life, it's something that you'll remember all the time. You'll get the album out if you've got it on vinyl or CD or tape or whatever it is, if you can find a tape recorder these days. And then also it's a talking point when other people come to your house as well, which I think is really, really lovely. And there's the whole joy of choosing where's it going to go in the house.
You know what? With that in mind then, I'm thinking if you do have a dining room and, you know, when we can have dinner parties again, people sat round, get a couple of these up.
Yeah.
It'd just be great to kind of have that talking point, and they go, oh, I remember that song. I used to have that album when I had that album when I had my first kiss just behind the bike sheds with so-and-so from school. Do you know what I mean? So-and-so.
So-and-so. We'll never know who so-and-so was.
No.
Talking of mystery, here is, again, a musical legend who is, well, not necessarily steeped in secrecy. I mean, a lot of her story has been out there for everyone to see. But I bet her life is, told as a story would be, you wouldn't be able to put that book down, would you?
No, you know what? I would love a bit of a behind the scenes and have a rummage in her wardrobe, because I think some of the dresses that she wore and the outfits
I think when you say wardrobe, I think that's probably wardrobes plus.
Yeah.
I can imagine huge warehouse facilities housing the decades of costumes, because some of them were quite sizable, weren't they?
They'll be in museums, but what I like about this album cover, she's kind of very natural and very stripped back and bare, isn't she?
That's true,
compared to the Greatest Hits album, where it's all kind of...
Considering this is the album with Believe on it, where the voice was artificialised, if that makes sense, and the costumes were wild for that.
Yeah, 1998 this came out, which was brilliant because it was just so popular. It topped the charts in 23 countries, more than 10 million copies worldwide of Believe, which was just incredible. I mean, I love the song. Again, it's probably one of those ones that you probably want to belt out when you're doing karaoke as well, won't you? But her previous album to this was It's a Man's World. They then encouraged her to kind of record a more kind of dance kind of oriented album instead, to kind of be a bit more mainstream.
It brought her back up to date, didn't it? Because Cher has never really fallen out of fashion. Whether you take Cher from, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it was this era in the late 90s that made her really, it got her back into the clubs, because actually she was always more of a ballad singer, wasn't she? We know Cher for more ballads. There were a few kind of poppy numbers, like Shoop Shoop Song, for instance, but they all came around the same kind of era. And Believe, which was then followed by, Strong Enough and songs like that, where she moved. I think she had a lot more fun with that as well. It seemed like the fun side of Cher we were seeing at that point as well. It's a wonderful album to listen to, actually. If you have it in your own collection, it's worth, as Emma says, digging it out, because you'll be belting out Believe for the next few weeks. But again, this gives you that collectible opportunity to have the gold disc. It was limited edition, remember, fully framed for you, ready to go up on the wall, ready to go halfway up the stairs in the dining room, in the man cave or in the woman cave, wherever you want to. It's brilliant. The item number is 2934 for this, again with that price of just under £200 there, which has been brought down from the all-star price for TV for you, which is really, really good news. And if you want yours, all you need to do is just pop straight onto the website right now, allstardisc.tv, and remember, you can break that payment down into interest-free chunks as well, which is really, really good. Right. More legends. Blimey, can we handle any more legends in this show?
Yes, I think we can. And you know what? This person, I have to say, I remember seeing a couple of calendars of him on the wall at home, because my mum was a massive Cliff Richard fan.
Yeah.
We're all going on a summer holiday. However, this is a more up-to-date album that we're looking at. It's called Rise Up, the 44th studio album, which is crazy, by Cliff Richard, released in November 28 by Vox Rock and Warner Music. And it was kind of promoted as the first album with kind of new material after 14 years. I think it was 2004 of Something's Going On. So I think as well, he did it after that kind of sort of a bit of a bad period of his life that he went through.
Really, I mean, after a let's call it an unblemished, career, which has spanned so many decades, it's ridiculous. Is it something like 70 years he's been in the music business or something? It's ridiculous when you add it all up year by year. We can all remember, again, Cliff being an absolute legend, again, in films, Summer Holiday and other films like that. And you can remember Cliff through all the decades, and whether that's the Christmas songs, whether that's the Big Glasses and Wired for Sound, whatever it might be. And this was Cliff after the tough time he had after all the allegations and the intrusion and everything else, and it really went through the mill, and I think it affected him really, really seriously. And it took him a long, long time to kind of rediscover himself and kind of come out the other side of that. But of course, he must have an amazing strength of character and some amazing people around him as well.
Yeah, I think a massive support network. Olivia Newton-John is one of his friends. She actually duetted on this album. And I don't know why I always remember this, but he's very good friends with Sue Barker from Question of Sport.
Yes,
do you remember
he
that?
is. And Gloria Hunniford, who's the loose woman.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Legend. And I love the fact that this is one of his most recent albums. I think that's really, really lovely, because I'm guessing, like Emma was saying before, I'm guessing probably quite a few of you have seen a Cliff calendar over the years. And probably you have, maybe you have the Greatest Hits album and other iconic albums by Cliff. And you've got the posters and the mugs and the concert tickets and the programmes from when you went to see him and everything else. So it's quite nice to bring your Cliff Richard collection bang up to date, actually, with the very, very most recent of albums with Rise Up as well. So it's item number 2078. Again, it's the same price tag at $199.99. You'll find it here.
Log on now to allstardiscs.tv to grab yourself a piece of authentic music memorabilia. For that special on-screen price, you'll receive an exclusive framed and mounted presentation display that will look fabulous in any home, office or business. Order today and you'll enjoy free UK P&P, saving $9.99. Plus, you can choose to spread the cost of your purchase over 6 interest-free payments. So, don't miss out. Each release is limited to only 150 pieces worldwide. And when they've gone, they've gone. Order yours now at allstardiscs.tv.
Oh, you can have a right good rummage around on that website, can't you?
I love it. I love the fact as well that we've been on telly together for years and years and years, and like we're finding out so much more about each other, and it's all through the music of these legends.
I know it is. I did not know you knew so much about Elton John.
There
and
you
Cher,
go.
I have to say. Right, we have got some great CD and photo displays for you right now. Just before we go, have a look at this. I have to say, I've got this album, I've got her previous album. This is Adele.
I love
this is
woman.
25, and she has just got the most amazing voice. I think, really, when she did Someone Like You at the Brits, really kind of catapulted her.
Don't, because you'll start me off.
Yeah, it was so, so good. But on here, great hit tracks such as Hello, because she came back with this. It was the first single she released was Hello, wasn't it? I think with a flip phone as well. Do you remember at the start of the music video?
We could talk about
but amazing.
her
I
all
love,
day.
love, love that.
Yeah.
Then on to Beyonce. I tell you what, if I could move like this woman, I'd be very, very rich and sing like her. Of course, she is stunning. This is Beyonce. This is Four. It's a 4 solo album that was released in 2011, and I have to say, I don't really think you can go wrong with Beyonce. Her and Jay-Z are just the power couple, and if you can rock those hot pants and that crop top, she deserves every single penny that she gets, I have to say.
Yeah,
and
incredible.
then I have seen this guy in concert, Ed Sheeran with Divide, and I was a little bit concerned how you could kind of keep the attention of thousands and thousands of people in the audience for 2 hours on your own, and hecky thump, he actually did it.
Oh, he does it. He does it. He almost turns himself inside out, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
Like, because he just doesn't stop and just he gets everybody involved.
So many
and
guitars,
whatever.
there's all sorts. 2017, this was released. Castle on the Hill, Shape of You, Galway Girl, Perfect. Amazing, and all of those are limited edition as well. And of course, you can find them on the website allstardisc.tv.
Okay, who's got a shopping list that they need to go and check out right now, I think? I've got quite a few from that show, actually, that I think, oh, gosh, right, I'm going to have to narrow it down. Remember, whether you want to go for the CD and photo frames or whether you want to go for a gold disc, you are going to find all the artists that you want to by going onto the website at allstardisc.tv. You're going to absolutely love it as well, because I think in everyone's life there's an iconic album, isn't there?
Yeah.
And generally it's one of the big artists as well, so have fun having a little delve through everything that's there.
There's so many on there, and also not just way back in the day like Elvis, but the likes of, say, Beyonce and Adele. So I'm sure you'll find something for someone, or whether it is something that you want to buy yourself, and start your collection, because there is a plethora for you to choose from. So enjoy perusing, and we're going to have a little bit of a sing-song now. We'll see you soon.
See you later.